wireless connection. It didn't even. Hi, everybody. And the connectivity issues start. All right. Welcome, everyone. Facebook Live. I'm assuming it's live. It says it's live. I had a pop-up that said, there we go. Cody, how you doing? If you guys can let us know where you're coming from and give us a sound check, please. All right. If you can't hear me, turn your volume up.
And then let us know.
And then let us know. Brian, how you doing? All right, all right. Let's see. Who's on today? You are live for sure. Thanks, Charlie. Well, as soon as I hit the button, it went 3, 2, 1, and then it flashed a sign up that said trying to reconnect. And I was like, I never even connected in the first place. So that was weird. All right. Hello, long time no see. Kayla, is that you? Are you the babysitter today?
Yeah, we have you.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in forever.
In a while.
Brian, North Carolina. Cody, loud and clear. Brian, sounds good. Jupiter, Florida. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I bet it's warm there. Nice. All right.
My mom said it was windy but 90 today.
Windy and 90. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take windy and 90.
It's here.
In Connecticut, it's cold and crappy. All right. Brooklyn, Iowa. All right. Cody, Ontario. We can hear you in New Hampshire. Awesome. Dingman's Ferry, PA. I know where that is. Awesome. All right, guys. Give it another second. So we're actually home, and we're happy to be home. Even if it's a few weeks of sort of normal, and then the craziness begins again. Des Moines, Joe, how are you? Yes, it is cold in Connecticut. It sucks here. It does. Denise said, yes, it's windy. Avon, Indiana. All right, babysitter on duty. Awesome. I don't know if we ever did that title before, but it's definitely babysitter on duty. All right, Louisiana, that's cool. I bet it's warm there too. Tuxedo, New York, I bet it's not warm there. So we're ready for warm, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was getting warmer. I feel like now
We always have
yeah.
that.
What happens in Connecticut, for those of you who don't live in a climate that's as crappy as this one, it always starts to warm up and it sort of teases you with nice weather, and then April hits and you figure it's April. It should be spring. This should be awesome. And then it gets cold again. And they were talking about snow today. It didn't happen yet.
At least not here.
Yeah. All right. Rhode Island. Awesome. Kentucky. Poconos. We know it's always cold in the Poconos. Awesome, guys. Blue Ridge, Georgia. We got a big spread.
Yeah,
31 people on there. That's good to see you guys. Good to be home and normal. It's good to be home and almost normal. All right. So today we're talking about tips and tricks. And you know what? It's funny. Like this group. So what we're looking for when we do these, we're looking for you guys' input because you guys have ideas. This group is pretty well dialed. It's a lot of fun. This is like family now. This has evolved into like a gigantic family when everyone has time to watch. So snow is about to hit in Calgary. Isn't snow always about to hit in Calgary? So I have only flown through Calgary. I've been to Edmonton, like actually been, but I've only stopped at the airport in Calgary. And that was pretty far up. And I was actually interested to see, like, flying over, it really looked like the plains, like the Great Plains. It was neat. All right. What chlorine do you guys use? Cody, first question. Protein. Protein is the brand that we have now. I do like it very much. I've liked Protein since I had the very first Michael Phelps signature swim spot in my gym. 2011. So they have a lot of, that's my favorite. And I think only because I've never had an issue. There's lots of good brands out there. Master Spa's brand is awesome. As long as it's a reputable manufacturer from a reputable dealer, they're only going to use good stuff. What you don't want to do is get it at a box store. I have had a bad batch of chlorine from a box store in my time. And that is, it's a true story. And if it had not happened to me, and then someone told me it happened to them, I wouldn't have believed it. That you could have is there a batch of chlorine that doesn't work? But I had it. So, Okay, questions already rolling. Let's do
Yep.
this. Let's do this.
So just while Ben is checking back, today is supposed to be about spa owners' hacks or spa hacks for your swim spas. And many of these can be for hot tubs as well. So if you have any awesome hacks that you love that we don't hit upon, please share them.
Absolutely.
And bring your questions as well, because that's why we're here.
All right, Bob. Akron, Ohio. Karen, hello. Bob said, should I rinse and drain my new Trainer 12 before I use it? Oh, so like it's brand new and you want to fill it and rinse it and drain it before you use it? No, I wouldn't do that. I do believe with all of my heart that the first fill of water does not last as long as the second and third on. And part of it is because we do learn how to manage the water better, and I do believe there's just some residue from manufacturing in there. I wouldn't go so far as to do that, because you could still have it easily last you 6 months with taking proper care of it. So I wouldn't do that before on a brand new unit. I wouldn't rinse. I don't think I would do that. But I actually never even thought about it, to be honest with you. So it's not a crazy idea, but you're pretty wasteful on the water, and it's just it's probably unnecessary.
It's enough water to be.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Brian's got a question I'm trying to hit. There we go. I've had my Challenger 19D for about a month now, and I didn't use it for a week, and the water got real cloudy. I increased filtration and chemicals are good according to the strips I got. Is there any other factors to bring it back to clear? So what you want to look at is you always want, so with the test strip, and you want to get a decent test strip. We actually had one of the questions setting was about test strips, so there is a lot to say on them. But on the test strips, you always start with alkalinity and make sure your alkalinity is perfect. And then P, so it's A before P, alphabetically, then you want to hit your,
P.
yeah, I just drew a total blank. So we're behaving on nutrition, so my calories are low, so my brain is not working quite right. So pH, then you adjust your pH, and then your chlorine, and then of course, I am exceptionally impatient. I have legendary impatience levels. So I just wanted to do, but if you did all that, you just gotta wait. All right, Bri? So it sounds to me like you're on the right track. All right, I'm only using Spa Plus to keep it regulated. I shock once in a while. Is this good enough? Spa Plus, what is in Spa Plus? What's the active ingredient? I don't know that off the top of my head, Paul. So hop another comment on there. What's in Spa Plus? Is that chlorine? Is it just like a softener, like a gentle spa type thing? So I don't know what's in that, so I can't answer that right off the bat. So Bab said yes. Yeah, Bab, I don't think I would fill it and dump it. All right. Who's this lady? Lauren Cotter. Big fan, Lauren. We're a big fan of you.
Oh, yeah.
So she said, hi, beautiful people. Oh, that's
best.
nice. That's nice. Lauren is a friend. All right. Actually, we've never seen her before. She's super creeper. She's going to kill me. She's going to kill me for that. Totally worth it. All right. Here we go. Oh, the question, Mary, it's like, it's rolling. It's rolling. Awesome, guys. Hammer us. All right, because it's been a weird last few weeks, so hammer us. We bought a house with a swim spa. We're in Iowa, and it wasn't used this winter. The water is green, even though the test strips show that the chemicals are in line. What should I look at? So, if it wasn't used all winter and you don't know about it, I would absolutely drain it.
And refill.
I would drain and refill and start from scratch, because you don't really know what's going on there. There's a couple reasons that could happen. Could be low pH, it was low, and then you just fixed it. I would dump that, especially if it was someone else's water.
Yeah.
What will concern me, Joe, when I first read your post, I was thinking, and it said it wasn't used during the winter, I was thinking it was emptied and not winterized. Then my butt tightened up like this because I was scared for you. But it sounds like it was on and doing its thing, so they didn't let it, freeze up or anything like that. So I would dump that water, absolutely. Why are you laughing?
Because you imitated the clench.
No, I actually clenched my butt when I did that. Yeah, that's how nervous I was for Joe. Joe bought this house with this thing.
I really hope Joe's laughing right now.
He should be laughing. I'm genuine.
know that.
This is the genuine article right here. Sometimes too much. All right, but no, I would dump that, Joe, and then you'll be in great shape. Start fresh. You want your water. You don't want someone else's bath water. All right. Does anyone use Spa Marble? Bab? I don't. So it's not one of those things that Master Spas is like on board. You know, it's never been tested by us. We're not as far as Master Spas is concerned, it's unnecessary. All right.
What is Spa Marble?
It's like helps balance the water supposedly.
Okay.
And it it's not the one that cleans out the jets. That's awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Dustin, just received my Clarity Balance 7. Awesome tub. What would your suggested startup be? Simple. Fill it up, turn it on, and then you want to, first thing you're going to do is a half a bottle of Metal Be Gone. It's a sequestering agent. And then clean the filters for a couple days. And then you, same thing. You want to start with alkalinity. Make sure that's in line. Then check your pH. Make sure that's in line. And then your chlorine. Keep your chlorine between 1 to 3 parts. And then there's 2 ways you can run it. So if you look through the Master Spa Owners Group, you're going to see the Ben method and you're going to see the Angie method. And they're not as different as everyone thinks they are. So the Angie method basically is using a little bit of non-chlorine shock each time you use it and chlorinating once a week. I have found with our schedule, which is unlike anyone else's, we're gone for long periods of time, that method doesn't give us the margin of error that we need because we're often gone for multiple days at a time, even up to a week or beyond. So I like to use small amounts of chlorine more frequently, and then I like to shock once a week. So I do it the opposite of that. That's just what works for me. I don't claim that it's the most appropriate way. It's just very easy. Some people like it. Your CYA, cyanuric acid, can rise like that. I don't deny that. I just don't care. Okay? So Angie method, Ben method.
Most of the test strips don't even test that.
That's true. So ours don't.
One thing that is one of the hacks that we wanted to talk about in light of that, is to, it's just really not a bad idea to test your water periodically through the week, maybe a few times a week.
Sure.
It's such a simple thing, and like Ben said, we aren't here a lot, and then we will be, and then we want to make sure that the water is in balance, and it's just so easy to just stick a test strip in the water and to get a quick reading, to even if the water looks perfectly clean and clear, because it will help, like, in case something's just off enough that if you treat it right away, then you're not having to chase it.
Right, exactly.
Later.
You stay ahead of it. So what Mary's saying is, if you test it more frequently and keep a closer eye on it, you'll catch things before they happen. It always takes longer to fix than it does to prevent.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think that was nice.
Right, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dean said, Spa Plus is a non-chlorinated shock. I use it as well. It is not a sanitizer. That's fine. Yeah. Spa Plus is fine.
But you still need to use sanitizer at some point. You
Absolutely.
can't just be using
Lauren,
a non-chlorine
Lauren
shock.
used a emoji with her crying laughing, and probably the next one will have a little knife in it. I'm going to get that. Brian said, thank you. I am impatient too. Awesome.
Yeah.
I got J&W strips. I had 34,000 reviews on Amazon, so I figured they would be good. I think you're fine with that, Brian, for sure.
So, in fact, we just got some strips just for quick strips.
Quick strips.
All they have on them, and it's totally fine because it's really all we look at, but it has alkalinity, pH, and chlorine.
Yep.
And ultimately, that is really all that we check. There are a few that have like 7 points active test strips.
And they're nice. They're
7 different, and again, these are on Amazon or from your local Master Spa dealer or whatever. But ultimately, those 3 things are what you are going to be testing the most. So anything that has a little bit more than that is great.
All right. Dean said it also has clarifiers and buffer in Spa Plus, so it just makes it a little easier to take care of the water. As that sounds like to me. Sounds good. I don't have any concern over that. Mimi, hi Mimi. Have a 15D swim spa going through half a gallon of chlorine a week and not using often. Is this normal?
Are
Half
you
a
using
gallon?
liquid
Liquid?
chlorine? Because you definitely don't want to be doing
don't do
that.
Don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's get you on granules, dichlor specifically. It could be a lower concentration that might require a gallon, but that sounds like a lot. It feels like a lot. Let's get off of whatever you're using and onto regular granulated dichlor for spas and swim spas.
Typically, liquid chlorine is not sanctioned for the hot tubs or swim spas.
Right.
So.
You don't want that. You don't want that. Okay. Let's get you straightened out, Mimi. That's good. Charlie, I have read shock activates free chlorine. That is true. I'm trying to hit the see more button. Is it important to have adequate free chlorine levels before adding non-chlorine shock? You know, Charlie, I would say that you should always have proper free chlorine levels. So I don't know what would happen if you didn't, but we should always have it. So I suppose that I would be comfortable. Chemically, I'm actually not sure what is preferred chemically speaking, but if it were me, and I knew that my chlorine was at 0 or damn near 0, and I wanted to shock, and I was taking the time to shock, and you all know that I'm not the best shocker, I would shock anyway, and then because it is going to activate things, and I'm not real worried about a simple shock, but then 24 hours later, I'm definitely going to hit it with the proper amount of chlorine and bring it to that 1 to 3 parts. So I'd be okay just shocking it. I would personally be. I don't think you need it to be between 1 and 3 parts to actually conduct the shocking situation. Does that make sense? So, comment if is that a big is that from you, Charlie? The thumbs up? Good. I never saw that before. That was awesome.
I feel like if you actually physically put your thumb up, it does that.
Who, me?
But you can't see it. The people on the other side.
Like it's that smart?
I think so.
Okay, that's new. Shock buffer clarifier, stainless scale preventer. Paul. Yes. All right. Watching from Malawi. How do you say that? Malawy. Malawi. Malawi. That sounds like Hawaii. Maybe? If it is, I hope it is. I hope it's someplace awesome. All
I
right.
don't think Hawaii has
I don't know.
Y in the alphabet.
It's not a Y, it's an I.
Oh, okay. You said Y.
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah.
I meant I. Okay. Steve said, no matter what I do, let me get the rest of that comment. Oh, this is awesome today. We love when you guys are in this mood. We love this. Just hammer us. Awesome. Okay. That's new. So when I click the whole comment, it says like, reply, ban, or suspend. Steve, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. Let me read your post now. No matter what I do, when I leave the house for several days and come back home, the water is always cloudy. It takes me 4 or 5 days of 24-hour filtering to clear the water. What can I do to prevent this? So, Steve, that is my experience with shocking all the time and then chlorinating once a week. I find a smaller margin of error for me. Our schedule it's insane. I don't want to say it sucks because 2/3 or maybe 3/4 of the stuff we get to do are like totally amazing and awesome. So I'm not complaining, but our schedule is hectic, at the most mild descriptor. So I just find that I need to load up on the chlorine more before we leave for a few days, and then we come back and the water's like this.
Yeah.
And then if it's going to be like a 2-week situation that we're not going to be there, we'll actually have some friends come in and if someone's just coming in, I'm not having them test it. I'm just saying, hey, take a scoop of chlorine and dump it in there and leave. That's it. If you want to get in there, whatever, that's fine. I try to make it easy for them. I see the comment said the Frogger system works great. It does. I am currently running the Swim Spa Froggies at my house with the Smart Chlor. Okay. So yeah, Steve, I hear you on that.
So just Ben has mentioned this before. It is easy. Lots of people use it.
Yep.
Just so that we're clear, it's not mandatory.
Yep.
And it is expensive.
It is the most expensive way to maintain your water, but it's mindless.
Yeah.
So I think I just said I have more money than brains. I don't know if that's true or not. So let's see. Carol said I get high alkalinity readings. What is the fix? Is there a spa up? There is a spa up. Is there a spa down? You can use pH down and bring it down. It will work to bring both down and then adjust your pH. So we just actually did that. All right. Sandy, how are you? We know you. Denise, the test strips are different from if you have a store test it, which is better to go by. So Denise, on the store stuff, they don't understand the EcoPure. They don't understand a lot of the things, and they're just, like for example.
Unless you're going to like a Master Spa's dealer.
Right, if you're going to a dealer who understands your system. So a lot of times you'll end up with a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with your swim spa. So I don't really recommend that unless it's a Master Spa's dealer or someone who understands the system that we're running. A lot of times they don't. So sometimes you'll get, it's hit or miss. I've seen people have, go to a pool store that they understood and they said, oh, okay, in that case, do this. And I've seen them where they gave all the wrong advice. So I can't really advise you on that. I just use the strips, and again, our schedule is fully stupid, so we're definitely not taking the time to go take water to have it tested.
Yeah.
Our schedule is so stupid, if I had a concern, I would just drain it. So and at home, I have a well. Here is city water, so here it's easy, and city water is cheap.
And then just
I don't really worry about it too much.
Another hack that we wanted to mention, I'll just throw these hacks in as we're going along, and that is, so with the swim spa, with the Master Spa swim spas, you have to pump the water out. There isn't a gravity drain on the inside of the cabinet like there is with the hot tubs.
Yep.
So you either have to use a sump pump or you can siphon it. So actually here we siphon the waters because a lot of times we're not in a position to be waiting until it drains completely with an electric pump. But one hint is if you're looking for something quicker and you don't want to spend the money on a pump, to use multiple garden hoses and siphon out with those hoses at the same time, and it'll just be quicker.
It is a great idea.
Or multiple hoses for the siphon.
There is no rule on how many hoses you can use to siphon. All right. So, yeah. Dustin, thanks. Appreciate the response. We appreciate you. Dean said, "Yep, I'm using the Angie method." I'm not bashing that. It is absolutely great and will absolutely keep your CYA levels down. It just doesn't work for us. So
and we just found, like being away
it's just
a long
too
time, you're not
the margin for
treating
error
the
was just a little too
water.
tight for us. Again, to be clear, what I'm saying here is not necessarily what Master Spas suggest. It's just what we have to do because
Although it's not
things are
very
cuckoo.
different from what it says.
It's
in the
not.
manual.
No, if you look at the manual,
Yeah.
it is somewhere in between. I feel like the Master Spa's official response or official, prescription of chemical care and water care is in between Angie and Ben.
It is, yeah.
So,
Because
so,
it says
so
to
maybe
be
between both of us, we have a
chlorinating
decent
multiple
idea.
times a week.
Right. Yeah, it does say chlorinating multiple times a week. All right. So that's been our experience. So I should sanitize once a week, Kim Irvine. So I do more than once a week. If you're doing the Angie method, yes, it's once a week, and you're using non-chlorine shock after each use, and then chlorinating once a week, and bringing it.
It's a significant amount of chlorine that
Right,
you're
because
using once a week.
you want to get to that 1 to 3.
It's not just like a teaspoon.
And if I were home all the time and I were doing that, I would probably bring it to the high end of that 1 to 3 parts per million. I would go to the 3. Okay. Leslie, how are you? We missed you.
Leslie.
All right, Donna.
Dixon?
Yeah.
We have not seen you.
In ages, because she hides at home now. Lauren, Mary is giving awesome advice here.
Thank you, Lauren.
Ben could just leave. Mary's awesome. Ben can just leave. I love it. So she got me. That tickles me just the right way. Carmen, had our spa 3 months. It's been awesome. Just ran out of the Spa Bright and the Scale Defense that came in the starter pack. Do you use those, and how crucial are they? The Scale Defense, how often are you using that? I only use the sequestering agent on the fill up. So, and the Spa Bright, I don't use any of that stuff. I just use shock and chlorine. And actually, you know what happens here? With this water here, our pH tends to drop. If our chlorine drops low, our pH starts to drop. So if we're long gone and the chlorine comes low, our pH typically drops. And geographically, water is different.
Yeah.
So there's always traits of where you are. Your water will always behave Similarly, unless you're on a well, then it doesn't have to behave the same every time. But city water will typically behave the same way. So we do use some pH up from time to time. Okay. Let's see. Hi from Kansas, Aquahaven. Thanks for doing these. Rachel, thank you. All right. Elliot, what's up, dude? What does Activate do? What does Activate do? I don't remember. We never use it.
I don't know either.
Yeah, off the top, I'd have to see the bottle. So, Robert Downs, how are you, bud? All right, William, let me hit the see more button. We got a very high chlorine reading. My inclination is to drain some of the water and add fresh water. Also, water is very hard. What is my solution? So there's a couple things. You could, of course, drain the water down and then put in fresh water, and that would bring your chlorine levels down. Or you can just let it burn off. It will go down in a couple of days. So whichever is easier for you. If your water is very hard, then you want to run extra sequestering agent, metal out, metal be gone, and then clean the filters over the next couple of days, and you'll see all the junk, it'll turn your filters colors. That's good, and just wash them out, and you're fine. So either thing you're thinking, William, will work fine. All right. My water starts to get milky after a few uses. How do I prevent this? So this sort of comes down to Laura on whether you're using enough chlorine. Typically, if that's happening, no matter whether you're in the Angie method or the Ben method, you're just not running enough dichlor. You're just not enough sanitizer in there. So I would bump up that. You could also bump up your filtration schedule a little bit, but it's probably not that. It's probably just simple, not enough chlorine. Okay? No matter what's happening, it's dropping too low, and then it gets cloudy quick. And then sometimes, so like the water here, if the water here gets cloudy, our pH is messed up too.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts, it's easier to prevent, like Mary said. Actually, that was the best advice of the day, Mary, was it's easier to prevent than it is to fix, always. So run a little extra chlorine and make sure you're using some in there, a little more frequently.
And throw a test strip in there to see what it's showing when it gets to that milky color.
Yep. Cody said frog works great. Once it's flipped, just replace. Yep. Totally agree, Cody. All right. Lauren said, I was not aware you use Frogger, Ben. That's great. She's on. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
See, I teased Lauren a little bit, and now it's all like I'm getting both barrels here. I do use the Frogger, and Lauren's the one that got it for me. By the way, Lauren, if I could get another one of those, that'd be great. Just ship it right to the house. She's gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you can use the emoji you're thinking about right now, Lauren. Jimmy D. Hi, Ben. Hi, Mary. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Dean Phillips, can you use Froggies with EcoPure? Yes, you can. You want to make sure you're using the Smart Chlor Froggies, not the bromine-based one. With Frog, can you use the Spa Shock? How often? You should run a little bit of shock in there once a week in there. Absolutely. In fact, they sell little packets that are Froggies branded, and you put them in there once a week. So yes, Sherry. How often should you drain your spa? Once a year, 6 months? Edna. So it depends on you. So you're going to do it if you're a spa. I'm assuming you mean hot tub, not swim spa. So you can do it as many as 4 times a year. You shouldn't need to do it any more than that. I know people that do it once a year, and their water is great. I think one of the questions was, my water is 6 months old, and it's perfect, and I just can't get my mind around dumping it into the yard. I'm pretty sure I read that in there.
Yeah.
We're going to pull it up when it's question time, although we're like, these questions are just hammering. It's all, I love when there's 78 people on right now, Mary.
Oh, awesome.
And the questions are like, bam, bam.
Yeah.
It's like a speed bag. We love that. So fire away. This is the most fun for us when you guys are this active. It's springtime. So clearly hibernation is over, and all you bears are coming out of the cave. All right. So how often should you drain? It depends. It depends on the water. If your water's perfect, run it longer. All right. So there's no hard fast rule. Summer Gilliam is watching. That is my daughter. Hi, daughter.
Summer.
Hi, Summer. Oh, Summer. We talked to Dr. Mike about the Aura Ring and the Whoop. We'll have a conversation tonight. Steve, me again. All right. No problem, buddy. You talked about the new Frogger system for the swim spas. I didn't know they were available now. Are they available from Master Spas? Is there a model number? Steve, so that's a question for Lauren.
I was just gonna say, Lauren, do you know?
Hey, Lauren. So Lauren got me mine. It's not sold from Master Spas. Frog is a brand. Froggies is a brand, so you can buy it directly from them. Your dealer might have it. You can get them online. If your dealer has it, they'll, it's the same. I think it's price controlled. It's probably not much difference between anywhere where you get it. So it's larger, so it does work, and it is absolutely available. So I know, and I heard through the grapevine that some of the folks at Master Spa's engineering team are testing it now to make sure that they like it and they're happy with it. Okay. Denise, thank you. I'm sorry I had to step away. Did you say the Froggies is okay to use all the time? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Denise, you're good to go. Make sure it's the Smart Chlor, not the bromine one.
Yeah.
Susan, let me click see more. Chlorine once a week and the sanitizer shock once a week. Sundays and Wednesdays. So far so good. And when we leave, put our swim spa on extended leave or whatever that is called. I love that. That's how I talk. But I do add a little more chlorine before we leave for a week.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yep, that's great. All right. Can you use Froggies? Yes. It's just more mineral. Stephen, yes. Leslie, hello, sweet friends. Leslie, it's good to see you on here. We miss you. It is, spring is in the air. Spring is in the air, even though it is cold and horrible. Here, can you use bromine instead of chlorine? Yes, you can, but there's a big old but in this. In a swim spa like this one, we have the soft tread, okay? The exercise padding.
Padding on the bottom.
See the pads right behind me on the stairs? Right there. You cannot run bromine with that because it eats it up badly. It's super bad.
And
so
it'll actually void the warranty on that padding.
It voids the warranty on the padding, not the swim spa. In the swim spa, it works great. You also don't want to run EcoPure with bromine because they fight each other. So you want to get the EcoPure out of there and just run a regular standard filter, and then absolutely run the bromine good to go. Okay. There is a very large dealer of ours in the UK, and they prefer bromine 100% because they say that it's easier to take care of. I actually don't have any experience with it.
Well, it could also be their water.
Could absolutely be their water.
Work better with.
Yeah, they're European water. It's fancy.
Yeah.
Okay. Bab Thomas, for the Froggies, we use the blue mineral side also, correct? Not just the Smart Chlor silver side. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is Energize a non-chlorine shock, Kristen? I don't know off the top of my head. If you want to send a message in with a picture of it, we could help you with that. But I can't answer that off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I just don't know what it is. Peter, can you use bromine instead of chlorine as I have allergic reactions? Yes, absolutely. Unless you have a swim spa with the soft tread, in which case, if you have an allergic reactions to chlorine, I would also have you check to make sure you're not running too much chlorine, because typically low amounts like 1 to 3 parts per million doesn't cause that stuff to happen. And you're chlorinating or shocking after you get out. So make sure you're doing it right before you just get rid of the chlorine. Although I don't know you, I'm just commenting in generalities here. But if it is a swim spa and you have the soft tread, you're going to need to get rid of that soft tread, or just let it get ruined and then take it out when it's ruined. That's what I would do, because there's no warranty on the soft tread once you run bromine anyway. So I guess I would just leave it until it, just looked like garbage and I pulled it out of there. Address high CYA. So to get to lower CYA, you just drain half the swim spa or half the hot tub and fill it up with fresh water, change the water. Okay. Shock also does lower the CYA, but if it's super high, you're going to need to dump half the water. Okay. So like I don't shock. I'm completely honest with you guys. I don't use enough shock. I don't do it often enough, and it's just because of our schedule. I want to be a better person, but my schedule won't allow it. This is Mount Everest for me as far as being diligent on taking care of things. How's that for a stupid answer? All right. Bromine instead of chlorine. Mama! All right. Sorry, what is the frog thing you guys are talking about, Paul? Look up Froggies, Smart Chlor, and then
like
read all
frog,
about it. It's a floater, and it automatically feeds the correct chemicals into your swim spas and hot tubs. Ready for warm weather. Still cold in Fort Wayne. I know it is. Hey, come here, Cap. Oh, he doesn't. Now he's gun shy. He's camera shy. Captain and Reggie are here. What's up? Oh, He left, Mary. He left.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. He used to love it. He's just sit up there. I don't know. All right. And his sister is in her crate. All of the doors open. We didn't crate them. The doors are open. I am ready for warm weather too. Amazon has the swim spa size now for this froggies. How often do you replace the water in a swim spa? Once a year. You can do it twice if you want to. It depends, like if we just butcher the water, which happens from time to time. Guys, life happens. Nothing is perfect. You guys know this stuff. If we're gone, we butcher the water, we just plain forgot, it got lazy or whatever, then we'll just dump it, and change it. So, but typically once a year. We do have higher use here than normal, than most people do. All right, Dean, using the Angie method, let me hit the see more. Wow, that's a long one. All right, Dean. Using the Angie method in our Balance 7, had it for about 9 months now. It's been a bit of a struggle. Ha ha ha. Well water is super high in alkalinity. I use Spa Boss Chems with dichlor granules. Good stuff. I've used it plenty of times. Things haven't been great until lately for crystal clear water. I am purged with Awesome and am using a phosphate product weekly. I struggled with high CYA and dump completely when it reads maximum amount on the test strips. As a result, I have reduced the amount of dichlor to 1 teaspoon weekly. From what you said here, I need more dichlor when, hang on a second. I need more dichlor when I add 1 teaspoon of dichlor, I get readings up to 3 to 5. So I'm confused. My alkalinity reads 110, pH is usually 7.4. That sounds good. And I forget where I was going with this. Is COA not as important as the people in Master Spas group say? I feel like a chemist. So, you know what? I keep saying I give you guys my honest opinion, and sometimes I get spankings for it. That's why we have a permanent babysitter. So I don't even check it, Dean, ever. See that water? I can't remember how old it is. I don't give a damn. I do it my way. We use way more chlorine than we do shock. I would like to shock more and be a better person, but I don't have time, and it's always like this. I don't care about the CYA. It's not even on our test strips.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I change the water here once a year, maybe twice. That's how I do it. So,
I mean, you're not drinking this water.
Yeah, I don't drink out of here.
Yeah.
Captain does take a sip from time to time.
We're gonna interlude some questions that came ahead of time because we already are almost at 40 minutes. So,
Dean.
Greg in North Carolina, you did ask about draining and refilling 6 months once a year. If the water looks awesome, go with it. It doesn't have to be every 6 months. Randy in Michigan, I do not plan to use my spa once the weather warms up. Do I drain the tub or leave it filled and lower the temp? Honestly, I would recommend leaving it filled, lowering the temp, and using it. Even if you don't think you're using it, if it's cooler like a pool, you might end up using it. But it's kind of like a car. It works best, lasts longest when it's like wet
Absolutely.
and running.
Absolutely.
So I would leave it running. First time filling up the H2X 18D. We did fill it with well water using the filter. We added the chemical that removes metal and now working on alkalinity. Is it normal to add a lot more of spa down by leisure time than suggested on the bottle? We can't seem to move the pretty blue color on the test strip. That's Anita in Arkansas. I'm not sure what spa down is. I'm assuming it's like a balance down.
I would assume it would bring down your pH and your alkalinity. So that would bring down your pH and your alkalinity. If you need to use more, you just might have really high levels. So so definitely, if it's maxed and you use a little bit and it doesn't move it, you need more.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
All right. We actually are almost caught up here, Mary.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So Paul said, "What is shock?" Shock basically activates free chlorine and sort of allows the water to work better, allows the chlorine to work better. So, and he also is shock the total care. That I'm not sure about, but it will say shock on it. And then you have non-chlorine shock and chlorine shock. If you're running regular dichlorochlorine, you need non-chlorine shock. And it should say that right on the bottle. Total care, I'm not sure what that is. We have a Clarity 7 spot and only use the hot tub on weekends. What filter cycle should I keep it on? I would probably go like 4 and 4, 8 hours a day. And then just make sure your chlorine is high enough to get you to the weekend so your water's still clear, and then rock and roll over the weekend. Master Spas. That's Kayla. We just replaced our water for the first time. Don't tell anyone. That was longer than a year. Don't tell.
But
Don't
I've
you
seen you post, and the water always
It's
looks
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah. We have the H14 and are moving. Is there a cheaper way to move the spa pool? You just get with your dealer. I don't. Cheaper than that? I'm not. I mean, I guess I don't have enough information to really answer that. But I would definitely get with a dealer to load it onto a trailer and help you move it. I'm starting to get a thin layer of black oily film around the edge of my spa. What could that be? And what would you suggest? I'd probably dump that water and then clean that. I'm guessing that's residue off of something you're putting in there. Black oily film is going to be a lotion,
Could be lotion,
sunscreen,
or,
or something,
detergents.
detergents. So anything that's oily and it's a film, that was brought in. That wasn't something that was made by the water.
So you can drain it and use like a vinegar-based cleaner. We really like Windex vinegar cleaner with like a microfiber cloth, works well for that, and then wipe that all off.
Rhonda said we replaced our water at 1 year. The water was still good, but winter was coming. That's what I do,
Yeah.
Rhonda. Absolutely what I do. You and I got another one, Mary? Go ahead.
We've got a few more on here. What causes pH to constantly be low, along with chlorine low levels every time I check chemical levels every other day? Low use hot tub, only 2 people. I add chlorine, let the cycle run, and then add pH up. So you need to do it the opposite. If your pH is low, you need to add pH first, pH increaser first, and maybe not until the next day or maybe several hours later add chlorine. So again, just to reiterate what Ben said earlier, alkalinity first, so adjust alkalinity to be perfect first, then pH, and then chlorine, but don't do any of those at the same exact time unless you're doing a increaser, and it's a balance increaser that adjusts both alkalinity and pH. So I would try to do, that question was from Brianna in Kansas, try to adjust the pH first, get it to good levels, and then add chlorine.
Right on.
Jeff in Ohio asked how hard is it to put a gas heater on a hot tub? I don't know. You cannot do it on the Master Spas. There is no attachment or...
And it's going to freeze. So the problem with an external heater is that they're metal, and now you have metal in the winter. Ohio is going to be cold. It will absolutely freeze during the winter when it's not running and cycling heat, so we do not recommend it. Okay, and attaching that would also void the warranty. Judy?
And sorry, really quickly, Pat in Texas just asked why do different brands of test strips give different results? And there's just so many different reasons.
Yeah.
It could just be a bad batch. It could be...
Yep.
One test strip is really made for pools, so it's a little bit different.
Did they get moist? Was there moisture in the air?
There's just so many different factors.
Texas is also known for humidity.
Yeah.
Could be anything can cause that. Lots of things. We've got a couple more. Judy, can you get the soft treads for the Twilight 8.2? You could probably have something custom made, because I know you can get them custom made for boats, but we don't make it. Kevin Wright, how you doing, buddy? Crystal, quick question. The hub on my filter keeps coming off when the jets are running. The hub on my filter keeps coming off when the jets are running, even though we tighten it. What might be the cause of that?
It is supposed to bob. So if you have...
Are we talking about the right thing?
If you have a...
Because a Clarity would pull down when the jets are running. She says it comes off. Are we talking about the right thing?
I don't know. Maybe she's talking about it not staying down. Can you clarify that? On
Yeah,
what
we need some
hub
more
you have
information.
and all of that?
Crystal, also call customer service if you're not sure. But it's something...
Or your service department at the
Yeah,
dealer.
our understanding of your comment is not... We're not quite on the same page, it feels like.
We've got one more question on here. Steve in New York asked if they can use pure colloidal silver water at 10 ppm to keep the water fresh.
Silver, wow, we don't see that much anymore. So silver used to be used all the time in like a silver cartridge.
Hey kids, come out.
Yeah, the dogs are now they're not hiding in their crates anymore. Now they're starting to wrestle. Used to be used, so silver used to be a thing. Then silver got real expensive, and they cut it out and used copper and zinc and that sort of thing now. So you can. The official answer. Let me think about this for a second. The official answer on the silver is that it won't void your warranty. Okay, so silver will not void a Master Spa's warranty. Although we would tell you it has not fully been tested. So we're not going to say no to it, but we're not going to say yes either. So you're sort of at your own risk with that. But I do know some people who do it, and it definitely used to be a thing. Although I'm pretty sure the last time that we looked into it, you are supposed to use a little bit of chlorine once a week on top of the silver, even in those quantities.
I think so.
Okay. Jamie, hey, bought a Twilight from you at the Philadelphia Expo 3 years ago. What a treat. Yes.
Awesome.
Good to see you, Jamie. Yes. Kevin, hello, you too. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, my God. Okay. Okay, we have to cut it. We're 45 minutes in. We'll come back on in the comments. Let us get home. We can't run too long, or there's still 65 people on here, though. You want to go a few more minutes? Let me hit them, Mary.
Okay.
How long should you run the filtration per day for a 15D? I'm going to start flying through these questions now, so everybody put your seatbelt on. 15D, I would go like 6 hours a day, 8 max. I don't think you need more than that. Do either of you have experience with the Eco Water Monitor by IO Pool? Brad, I do not. I know that Master Engineering was testing some things. That could be one of them. I have heard some things about systems that people use, and they like them very much. But I don't. All right, Kevin doing great. It comes off, it's a getaway, the hub comes off and the basket floats out. When the jets are on, it pulls down. Crystal, call customer service. Something's up. Something's funky.
Yeah.
Like maybe a piece of it's not twisted in correctly. Something's up. So yeah, call customer service and they could probably help you with that, because I bet it's not probably doesn't merit a service call, but they could help you for sure. Okay. If Paul said if you want to preserve your test strips, can you maybe put them in a fridge away from the humidity? Yeah, for sure. High COA will eat up chlorine, resulting in low to no chlorine readings and grab yucky water. Dichlor has CYA in it as a stabilizer, which accumulates in the water. So peeps will add more chlorine and just feeding the problem. Just dump and start with less chlorine. Or use Froggies, which fits and does not have CYA in the Smart Chlor. Yeah, awesome. Yep, Sherry, that sounds great. Do you know what dip switch to flip on a 19 so the heater can run with the pumps? Turn off California mode. Depends. So you could have two things. If you have a newer Trainer 19, it might be actually on the top side with a Gecko pack. The older one will be down inside there. But if you take the pack, if it is the older one with the Balboa, you take the cover off, and on the back of it, you ever get the box of chocolates and it's got the map to which ones they are? Beth always calls it the road map for the chocolates. So on the back of that, there'll be a road map to which dip switch does what. So it's written right. It's very small writing, very small writing. Stephen, Challenger. Okay, so you're definitely Balboa. It's in the pack. Take the cover off, turn it, and the map is on the inside. I don't remember which one it is. Absolutely not.
This is on like the inside your cabinet.
Inside the cabinet. Take the cabinet off,
the pack.
and then it's like a gray cover. It says BP on it. I get purple sediment that doesn't filter out. Is that from bad chlorine? No, I believe that's pH that causes the purple. Karen. Done.
Okay.
Okay. 48. Now we gotta go.
So we will see everybody in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I think it's April 17th, normal time, 4 p.m.
We'll be
Eastern,
here.
Master Spas. We should be here.
Awesome, guys.
And hopefully we got to everyone's questions. If you have any additional ones, post them. We'll check them later tonight. And there they are. Thank you guys for all of your comments and questions. Like Ben said, we love when there's this much interaction. It's always really great.
Good boy.
So we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Hi, Reggie. All right. They don't know Reggie.
No.
I'll flip this around for a second. That's Reggie, the little one. And then Captain just hiding. All right.
Bye, everybody.
It's the biggest glimpse of Reggie on the live we've ever gotten. All right, guys. We'll see you in 2. Thanks for coming in. Awesome questions today, everybody. Absolutely awesome. Is it okay to use vinegar to clean the filters? I don't know if you need to do that, but I don't think it would hurt anything for sure, because you can definitely clean the tub with it. So it definitely won't hurt anything. Okay, but a filter cleaner will work more effectively. All right? Peace.
Bye.